You are watching the biggest, the largest, the highest, the greatest, the tallest, the fattest, the highest African spiritual platform. I'm always Queen Hadasha, call me Empress Makida. I am the spear of destiny. I am the true bloodline. Call me Maame Grace Deduyako. I welcome you, my people, to another great episode. Today I am happy. Today Obiba say I am bubbling because of the topic we are going to discuss today. I welcome you, my people. Today we have one of our own on set. We are going to have a great conversation. The topic is similarities between Eurocentric concept of God and African spirituality. Papa, we welcome you to Revelations.
Thank you very much.
Great. Today is your first time.
Yes.
So pay obeisance to my followers and my subscribers. They make this platform the biggest, the most biggest, in fact. So you pay obeisance to them, you greet them, introduce yourself to them, tell them who you are or what you are before any other thing.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. And my name is Aweletor Awelenor, CK Ashiagbor. I am the chairman for African Traditional Freedom Movement, that's ATFEM, the group responsible for national libation. And I'm grateful to be called upon this afternoon to give on the topic the similarity between the Eurocentric God and that of the African spirituality. And I'm grateful for all the supporters of this great platform. Since, let me say, since 2019 or somewhere 2020, I keep on following this very platform, and I realized that it was one of the great platforms that we have when it comes to the promotion of either all the African culture and other societies as well. And I have made it a point to be here, and it is my pleasure. Today it has been fulfilled, and I'm most grateful for that. And I'm most grateful for
we
that.
welcome you and we appreciate you.
Thank
Abusia,
you.
That's our guest for today. We are going to discuss a very important topic. So if we should say Awelenor, Aweletor, Ashiagbor, who is he?
Okay, let me take the name Ashiagbor. That is from my paternal side, so I may say it's my sign name. But the Aweletor and Awelenor, it is a name that is embedded in the Yehweh system for the particular people, a group of people that are the Aweys. We are the only people, or in addition to the Gardangbes or any other tribes that I may say from the Togo, Benin, down to Nigeria to Sudan. We are blessed with this particular cosmic system that we call the Yehweh system. Other tribes were not. And when it comes to this particular name, it is a name that, if we could read the meaning even clearly, we could see No. No means a female, and Tor means male. So it means that this particular name possesses both feminine and masculine energy together. And this particular deity, it is embedded in the Hebrew cosmological system called the Yehweh system. So, and we normally refer to it as Aweletor Awelenor. So we give it an appellation as Aweletor Awelenor. Awelenor nyakosu Awelegbe ebe no kpoto efo gbagbo. That is in a Hebrew language. Like they want that particular deity to be the heroes among all the deities, but it takes to be what? To be the comforter of all the what? Those that are calling for the helps. So that is the meaning of the word Aweletor Awelenor. And if we go into detail into Awele, Awele means the divine blissful. And the divine blissful means the life that we all have. So we say in our local language, that is the way that when you have a friend, that if you and your friend does not have anything to do in life before, it means you are just joking. You must have a grudge to know whom you are working with, to know the true character of your friend. So that is the meaning of the word Aweletor.
Hold on. It's not going to be trial like that. You have to hold on.
Yeah.
When you say Awelenor, you are referring to the mother god.
The mother god, that's
or
it.
the female energy of the cosmic.
Of the cosmic.
Or you are also trying to say, you are also trying to talk about Madonna. Or Mary, Mother of God, which I don't, that's your topic, so I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
But how come you are bearing this name?
Yeah.
What warrants you to bear this name?
Because I'm a son of the what? The soul that is from the Aweland. And in my very house that I'm coming from, we also have the Yever system. Even my great-grandfather has it. And other great-grandfathers of mine also have it. So it is like I am blessed. There is one day, a friend of mine just asked me, what prompted me to become or to bear the name as you have just said? And I told him, it is within my blood. I didn't just get up and say, let me have the name Aweletor. And it's like I was born with it. And as we speak now, anytime that I want to do libations or I want to do any other things, I bow my head before that particular deity. And I know it is mine, it is an inheritance to me. So it's giving me the comfort to do
I
so.
understand that perfectly.
Yeah.
Your father and your mother,
yeah,
they named you Ashiagbor.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
No, my birth name is Besan. That is, I am the third male born. So
the Ashiagbor is
my sign name.
Take your time. The reason I'm not actually dragging.
Yeah.
But when you say Awelenor, you are talking about a whole deity.
A whole deity.
So I want to know if it is a kind of practice that gave you that name, or if you say it's in your blood, is it your traditional name in your family?
Yeah.
Or you join a particular group that gave you that name? Because I know about Awelenor. I know how far it can go.
That's what I'm saying, that because we have the system, and based on what I'm doing, has been what? The traditional evangelist, because I normally go places to what? To evangelize about what we have as an Africans. So because of that, I already been surrounded with those deities, so they also give me the power to do so. So I decided, because a name bearing has to do with something that you need to have an energy that is backing it. It's not just to say I am responding to this name just for sake. So
you got this name based on a practice. Am I correct?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to know. But you said it's in your blood. That's in what?
Yeah. Because I was born in and bred in a house that we have the thunder deity. So still, they are my dad and my mom. So I have to go by their names.
The thunder deity. Your submission is not adding up to me. Because when you talk of the thunder deity, that's when you are talking about Hebieso.
Yeah.
I'm coming. When you say Hebieso, and we move to Nigeria, we will get Shango there. And when you get into from the Togo land to Benin, that's where you will get the, what's the name? Bring your name. You let me use the
iron god.
The iron god.
Yeah.
You are referring to one deity. Yeah. Okay. What I want to understand is that the tender god, when you bring it into the accounts, they will tell you apamadaka. Apamadaka. Right now, if you are under that cosmic energy, that is the Hebieso or the tender god, and you are telling me Awelenor is your name, because these are three different deities, and I will so me person me who at the coupoting I will practice a warranty dine beto so. Do you get it? Because when you say Awelenor, you are talking about Mary, the one Romans worship, and you are talking about Madonna. I don't want to, like I said, I'm not going. So explain to me why you have these names, inclusive your name, and I say including your name. Make me, Grace, understand, because if you are under the deity Hebieso and you are calling your name from other deities, I should be able to understand.
Yeah, when we talk about the Hebieso, Hebieso is also just a particular and associate of the Yever system. The Yever is not a deity on its own. What we have as an Awix, you see, people just confuse, or they corrupt the whole thing, like we have the Yever. Yever is not a deity, but the Yever is just a way of what? Doing things. And under that way of doing things, we have an associate of deities under the Yepe system. So we have the Aweletor, that is Mama Tegbe, or the Madonna, or the Mama Adona. Then we also have the snake deity, that is what? Voduda, when it comes to our cosmic system. Then we also have the Hebieso. The Hebieso, that is the thunder and lightning. When it comes to my area where I live, we have a particular deity that we call Nagbo. It's also part of the Yepe system. That one is like the deity. I said we'll go into this.
Okay, you let's leave it since you want to go into this. I just wanted to understand why you should bear that name.
So I am bearing the name because this particular one has what I feel like what it takes me to what to go with, and because of that we have it within our what our house.
So you picked it or it was given to you?
I pick it myself.
That's what I want to understand. So you pick a name for yourself.
Yeah.
You are watching The Biggest. Let me take opportunity to say a big or send a big love to these elders that care so much about me, since we are talking about the Hebioso and the Huno and the Kekeka Huno. Okay, so Osofu Kofiche Ahaji, Papa, I send you my love. I know you care so much about me, and let me say this to send this love. This one I'm sending like 100 tons to Dr. Kumoji. Papa, my love to you. You have a special name you call me. I want you to come and say that name here yourself. I send my love to you. You know how much I love you, and I know how much you love me and care about me. So Togbi, I send you love. And since we are talking about cosmic and Africa, who doesn't remember this man? When you say cosmic and you say Hebioso and you say tender God, you go straight to Nufialaga. And baby, I will be a sending in chia at the Meda. Thank you so much for your love, your care, your guide, and I send you love. I welcome you once again to the biggest, the largest, the highest, the greatest of all. And then we a special day. Intina menene ye random because ni din na nkasa kra ye problem ntino. Afi o si odru ni topic ni so a na obekom na oni yen a discuss ye. So let me ask you this last random so we jump into your topic. So especially the airways. Like I know people who talk to me behind the scene like Medao, Dr. Kumoji. Nakabo. He talks a lot to me. He's one of the people who are guiding me behind scenes. I would say he's one of my pillars. Okay, so anytime you people mention something in our language, you would explain it to fit the English language. But as Africans, like Awelenor, when you say Awelenor, tender God, this, that, you mention all those names and you are able to translate it to fit the English language. Okay. Yeah. You know this. So what is the name of Awelenor in other languages in our land? Ghana. The Ghans will call Awelenor what? Will call Kabioso as what? Hebioso as what? Will call tender God as what? Because I don't want to believe that these deities are for our land alone. If that is how it is, let us know that it is for your land alone. If it is for all of us in Ghana or in Africa, tell us the names. Maybe Ghana, maybe Tree. I mean, if there are any.
Yeah, that is what actually is rather unfortunate that I cannot be all that good in the other languages or the local languages around the Ghana, like the Gadangbe, the Tree and other ones. So I may not have the privilege to express myself as how they can call it in those languages. But maybe somebody who might be listening or be watching this program, what I know is that when it comes to the Yepe system, as how we are putting it as an Ewe people, it is a system that I do not, or I have never witnessed any other tribe in Ghana aside the Ewes alone, because they go through series of activities to become an initiate of that particular system. And when you go to the Ashantis, they don't have it in that way, the way we initiate people. Like the Ashantis can have other deities that are associated under the Yehovah system. But when it comes to the Voduda, how we do things concerning the Voduda system, the snake deity system, I don't think they also go on the same way. When it comes to the Anyigbator, that is the El or the land deity, I don't think how we do it at our end, they also do the same thing. When we go to the Aflekiti, like the name that I'm bearing today, the way we do it, I never knew they also do the same thing. But I realized that what it takes to be the Yehovah people, it is only in the airways.
So should we say that all these deities are active?
Yeah, they are active.
Only on your land? Can we say this?
Some are on other parts of this country, but how we do it is different from the way they also do it.
No, I'm talking about only Ghana. Let's center the conversation.
Yeah. Some are, let's come to the Anyigbator. The Anyigbator is part of the what? Yeah. Of the Yehovah deity. But the way we do it on the Awelenor is different from the way they do it.
What is the difference?
The difference is that when it comes to the Anyigbator system, our area, we have it different. There are some of the Asasias you have just mentioned. There are some they don't take the red oil. There are some they only go with the perfumes and other paras. Then there are some you don't eat certain animals at a certain point in time. And when it comes to the initiation during the Yehovah system, there are some also their initiations are different. Are you getting it? So in this case, the Anyigbator, as we are mentioning, or the land deity Asasia, is part of the Yehovah, which can be located in other parts of Ghana, but the way they also do it will be different from what we are doing on the
say anything
in Awelenor.
Let's assume that, tell me, when you come to Asasia and in our land, we pour red oil, but when you try it from the other angle, where they call it Asasia, they also pour this. So we are able to know the difference. Yeah,
they also pour the same thing, but when it comes to our area, let's say the Yehovah, those who are the initiate of the Yehovah, their dressing and the code of things, let me say, in this case, when we are talking of the Yehovah system, it's something that you don't go much deeper into it, because it is it's like it has become a forbidden to say certain things in a public, you understand? So it's like when it comes to my area, before you can become an initiate of Yehovah, there is no day when it is time for that initiation, you cannot be wearing your footwear, your dresses into where the shrine is. Like when you come here, it's a big shrine that we have. And within that shrine, those that are initiated are the only ones that have the privilege to have certain things doing over there, you understand? Like those that were taken through the initiate of what? The Sogbo or the Aweletor, which have been initiated in that, they also have a particular thing. Now the Aweletor or the Awele system is also part of the Yehovah, which I've never witnessed in any other part of this Ghana before. This one, let's say you are an initiate, when you are going on to what? A program, like you are on what? Within the spirit, you can wear shoes that are not the same size, just to show your what? How you have been initiated into that particular deity.
Bigger or smaller?
Yeah, any one of your choice, because you just want to do things what? To please people around you, to make people laugh within themselves. That is why I said, when we say Awele, Awele means the divine blissful, the enjoyment that you can show around people. So within this, I've never witnessed any tribe in this Ghana done that before.
Why?
Because I never knew whether they have the same deity as we are having or not.
So since they are not doing anything like you people are doing there, what's the difference between you people and other people? There's
no big difference, but the only thing is that maybe even if you are not doing it, means you are not having the deity that it takes to do that.
So you have the deity that it takes to do that. The reason you people are doing that.
Yeah.
From Akosomo, to Denu, to Aplau border. You see the lands there?
Yeah.
You have more lands. You know that?
Yeah.
Okay, and you have all these deity in addition.
Okay.
What change has that deity brought to you people there?
Okay, this is a very big issue that we are having. You see, it's like when you go strictly into the system of the African spirituality, we were not given the privilege to express ourselves into the developmental issues of this particular country. Even if you try to do it, the more you try to do it, the more suppress you get from what? Those are the top hierarchy. I am saying this just because of something, because those that are herbalists and other traditionalists around our area, they have the mandate, they can cure certain deities that will make them to set up factories or let's say clinic that can be curing certain diseases. But when you have the privilege to do that right now, you'll be choked on the way. So the whole thing is just like it was a setup for them, and they were limited just to do certain things, not to express themselves for the public to see. So that is why when you come to the voter land, or when you come to the people of Airways, it's like we have the honored, we have the people that can do the spiritual aspect of what we have. But because they were not given the privileges, so they don't have any issue into the national cake. Because if you want to do something right now, you need to go in for certificate to do certain things. So the Oriental Institute were not giving them the privileges to do so. Even as you have just said, yesterday we were dragging a point. I had a friend who is also a priest. He goes into these herbal medicines and other things, and he was teaching about the coconut oil, how effective it is for people to be used. But when it comes to the scientist industry, like where they produce those kind of oils, they will not allow us to consume even what we have as locally made. They will rather improve upon what? Those kind of what? The sunflower oils and other things, just to get more what? Cholesterol within our system. And this is what is happening. And yesterday when we were discussing it, people were like, it's because the way our, let's say our leaders, they give us the what? They don't give us the privileges to what? To come openly just to do things. That is what is hindering the development. So when you can see the vast land, you need to acquire the certificate upon what you are doing before you can do something. Just that you were what? You were limited around. What will you do as a human? Because somebody is at the helm of affairs. You are not the one controlling the system. So you can't do anything. But provided when it comes to all these places, let me use Nogokpo as an example. It's a thunder deity shrine. And aside that, they are helping other individuals to what? To achieve their lifetime what? Or their daily bread day in, day out. That is what they could do. And they are trying to do their best. When it comes to Klikor, they are also doing it. Even if you come to the hometown that I live, we also have the same deity, a particular big one, which is called Togbi Avakpata. It's also part of the Yever system. So they were also trying their best, but just that we were not given the privilege.
How powerful are these deities?
Hey, their powerfulness cannot be what? Quantified with a human sense. All that we know is that these deities are the ancient ones, and they were used by our forefathers to do certain marvelous things that we cannot even venture to do today. For instance, when it comes to my hometown, the Vakpata that I'm talking about right now was a deity that our forefathers used in every war that they go. The deity doesn't use gun, it's only rain. If there is a war right now, the rain will start beating the opponent severely, and you collapse, you not even fight. So there is no war our forefathers engage and lose before.
Are they limited in anything?
As what?
You said because the top hierarchies will not give you the opportunity to do anything.
Why don't you use because of the introduction of this is a very big issue. It's also part of, I may say, if there will be a way, let's leave that one for maybe if I have the second chance. Because last time I was saying that if today we wanted to what? Let's say the government system. But it's like they've made our system to become like we become a hungry dog. So whatever that we see, we wanted to consume it. So you can never bite the hands that feed you. I hope you understand. You can never bite the hands that feed you. Yes, let's take it as a point. Those that are the priests around us, people that are in the realm of affairs, they come to them and do things that they give them money in abundance. How could you go against those people back again? Unless there must be a bigger revelation for them to know that what they are doing against them is very necessary. So they should also do something. Not even to kill anybody, because we don't harm with our deities. They are not deities that you use just to say, let me kill this person. No. If you do it, you get the consequence back. So that is why you cannot just get up and say you are going to kill someone.
So which deities are used for Tukpe and the rest?
The Tukpe, you see, sometimes these are, let me say they are what? We call them the Juju, but I refer to them as also, they are like technological system that we use. Because when you are having a Tukpe, as like Juju that people do say, and you are having it, if you don't offend me, what is the essence of using that thing on you? You understand?
But you still use it on them to hurt them. And you said these deities, we don't use them for hurting.
One, nobody has ever done that to me.
So I'm asking, is there any deity behind?
Yeah, there's a deities behind that. That one also is just part of the Yever system.
But you said the deities, we don't use them to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Doesn't it hurt people?
Once you are using it to hurt somebody, the one who is using it feel as if he's doing the right thing. And you, the one that they use it on you, you feel you have been hurt in a certain way. But in all the same, he also uses in a way that he think it is right. Like for instance, we have mobile phone today. It's also part of technology. People were using to fraud or to take money from other people unlawfully. But we are not blaming the mobile phone for that particular action. We rather blame those who are using it to fraud the other humans.
I don't actually have a problem with that. My problem
so
is
what
when you say
that
we don't use these deities to hurt people.
When I say that, I made a submission that even if you do it, there must be a consequences that follows that.
Okay, so let's come to the last question, then we get into your topic.
Okay.
Our ancestors, they use these deities for every war. And the rains will even beat the opponent till they collapse.
Yeah.
Without gun and nothing.
Yeah.
You people, you are still with these same deities.
Yeah.
What have you used it for? To help Ghana?
There are a lot that we use it for.
We want to know.
Like when it was time for even the independence of this country, people has to go around on those deities. But I said it earlier on in my submission that, you see, we have been neglected on a certain point that we were not given the platform to operate. You understand? Like if today we are to be given the chance as the traditionalists, because gone are the days when I started growing. We've seen even during the Independence Square, when they are doing these national days, they pour libation. But today what happened? Just a single person just get up and single-handedly remove that system from the national event. We are no more pouring libation even if it comes to our national event. You understand? So it means there is something that they are trying to pull away from the system. I may not know, but per my observation, it's like they don't want the tradition to play a key role in their in their realm of affairs anymore.
The war, before the war, when your ancestors were using these deities to fight the war, was there any Independence Square for them to go and pour libation before the gods would be active?
There was not, because by then they were the one controlling the system. So whatever good they want to use the deity for, they use it like the farming system and other things. You go in for it and it gives you rain. Even as of today, people are coming to seek for rain from that deity, and it works for them perfectly.
So that's what I want to understand. So are you right now saying that you said 63 or 60? How old are we Ghanaians? Since independence, that's 65
I think we
or
are
60.
almost 67 years.
67 years.
Yeah.
That 67 years, they still use these deities for what you said.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
As of today, because you know, Ghana today or in the world today, there's no war that we are engaging ourselves in.
That's not what I even want to assume. What I want to ask is that, so these deities are limited.
No, they are
to
not
these
limited.
Hierarchies.
No, they are not limited.
So why can't they do anything unless they give you chance to go and pour libation?
No, the thing is like what I'm trying to say is that as we stand today in this country today, whatever that you do, there must be a rules and regulations on it. And if you are not given the chance to do it, you cannot say because I'm also part of the country I wanted to do it. We
have freedom of speech.
Yeah, we have it, but your freedom ends at your nose.
Yes, it ends at your nose. The reason you have all these deities, like you said, in your land. So what I want to understand is that these deities, the unseen deities, are they limited to rules and regulations? Because before my grandfather was doing a lot of things, and I know. So what I want to know, or what I want to understand, is these deities, if they don't allow us at Independence Square or what have you, some of you are worshiping.
Yeah.
What can they do to help the country? That's the question. No?
And I say they are still doing.
They are still doing what?
They are still doing.
Okay, give me 5 things they are doing now. 5
all
things.
The deities.
All the things. And don't worry, the ones you know, what they've done that has affected the country Ghana.
When it comes to our, let's say, our medical system, because the deities, because those who are the initiate, they talk to them and they produce them medicines to cure certain diseases which cannot even be cured by the orthodox medicines.
You mention one, add one so that it will be nice. You are giving us 5 things they do.
2.
No, there's certain diseases such as don't mention
like gonorrhea.
Gono?
Yeah, or let's say the AIDS system. People can even cure it as today. Then, or let's say hypertension, those diseases. Even recently, we have certain diseases that are in the system. People use the deity to what?
And you are saying the doctors cannot cure it. They can cure diseases that doctors cannot cure it.
Oh no, I didn't say they can cure it that the doctor, the orthodox medicines. There are certain
right now,
diseases.
You are bringing me to herbal.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about herbal. I want to know these powerful deities, their energies, what they can do in the time of our grandfathers or grandparents. They were using them for rains to bring down their enemies. Now, before independence, they used them like you said. So I want to know 5 things they are doing right now that somebody is watching us will be like, hey, Charlie, this thing strange. These things, I can give you an example. We went to Benin for the Quest of Akebulan. By then, we have made arrangement to visit their biggest or the head of their palace. We went there, and when we went there, they were having some meetings. Though they were waiting for us, they were expecting us there. When we get there, they have, if you have been there before, their palace, they have like, you enter the first place, enter the second place before you get to the third place to meet the king and blah blah blah. So we went there, and when we went there, we entered, and my drone man was outside in the car because he's supposed to drone the place. But we were going with our snaps and things so permission will be given to us before we do this thing I'm saying was a bigger case I have ever faced since I started this show. So when we went there, they said they are performing something, so we cannot come in yet. So we should wait at the second chamber. So we were waiting there. The drone man didn't know, and he started flying the drone into the chamber where they didn't want
they were performing.
So you can see the gravity of this case. And if you know Benin, and if you talk about Tako Donu and those who are cutting hairs and all that, you know about Benin. So this thing became a bigger case, and we were arrested. Police people were there. Something happened there that I can say for sure that this is what we called power from Ghana land. It's like an energy. Some energies came there, and then they called me inside. So they asked me what we are doing there. Then I mentioned a particular river. I don't know where I got that story from. I mentioned a particular river. I mentioned a particular king, and told them that I learned that this king draw this river from here to Ghana. So we have the river there. So we came here to take the history about that river. As immediately I said this, something happened and they let us. Because even the king that led us there was lying on the floor rolling. That, hey, where the young fire in uncle. What you say? So this is what you can say that where the baby pies you are. Ghana day it is not the chile abesave me crew in our life. All the crew were there. And yes, I mean, I to say me can be. So now, no be some say. Nyame anagana de it is a bibi amamedan me who bibi stranger. I can say this. I have had about 3 different encounters, but we pen America. Into me bisa will say 5 things at this day you can gonorrhea anyway. Na gonorrhea no call hospital I am away.
Yeah.
I want to know what these unseen energies can pull.
That one is the first one. The gonorrhea issue is just a way just to tell you that they can also do it. But what you have just told me, it's like we have numerous ones that even me myself, I am a living witness as I'm standing or as I'm sitting here right now. Just recently, early 2023, I had a very serious sickness that
this
even
is your personal encounter. This thing
and yours also is just
my own was not personal.
Yeah, what happened is that when I have that, people thought that you is the end of my life.
People die and wake up every day in the hospital.
So what
Some
happened? Even right now, as I'm speaking to you, I have a sister. She happened to have an encounter in Nigeria, as you said in Benin. Let's say a cousin. They went there. She and let me say a husband to be. And a lot of things happened. When they came back, upon calling onto these deities,
you won't tell me anything and you give me gonorrhea. You let me
no, this is what I'm giving to you. That those ones I think is just a way of what? It's like the first one, the gonorrhea. Maybe people think it's just something very small. But when it comes to the spiritual system, these diseases can be affected by certain deities as well, or by energies as well, which you can be pure.
Let's leave that and get into your topic. So I don't waste your time.
Okay.
You are watching the biggest, the largest, and the highest. You people should pray for me. My throat is dry. I'm having cold. Abusia, what is the topic today? Similarities between Eurocentric concept of God and African spirituality. Unyati Eurocentric and then Nufiala. Bye. Please, this is your topic. Please take us through.
I say the Eurocentric because the Europe were the ones, or let me say, part of the Europe continent were the one who colonized part of the Africans, and other Francophone countries also did the same things. The English also take other parts. When we said Ghana as a whole, it was taken over by the British. They came here to do certain things. Now the Eurocentric religion, or the God which was introduced to us, to me as individual, pay my researches and other things, I've realized that it was just our own deity that they have changed in a daylight to give it to us, and we're glorifying it unknowingly. Why do I say this? And I started saying that when it go into the Yeber system, we have a particular deity that we call Aweletor, Awelenor, or Mama Tegbe. The Mama Tegbe, we can even refer to it in the Yeber system as what? Mama Adona. Mama Adona. This is the female energy aspect of the Yeber system. Per my research, it shows that this energy were the ones, or is the one that gives what? Life. What it takes to what? To be a human. So in the spiritual realm, when it comes to the Yeber system, in part of what? Let's say this West Africa, this energy, for instance, was the one who gave birth to what we are calling today as the Immaculate Conception of the Virgin Mary. And when you read through the script or whatever that was designed by these Italians, because when you go today, the Catholic Church, the Roman Kingdom, it's formed in Italy. It's found over there, and they were the one who wrote about what they said. They who gave birth to the Jesus Christ for them is called the Mama Adona, or the Mary Madonna. And the Mary Madonna is like, when it comes into giving a closer look of the name itself, the name itself has even shown a signal to what we have in our Yever system as what? Mama Adona. Now, with the sacred what? Rituals that we do when it comes to the Yever system, like when they have finished everything, how they carry the Yever god, or the gods that form the associate of Yever, how they carry them out, is the same thing that the Catholic also do when they are carrying their sacramento and other things. And they perform the same ritual. And it's like, when it comes right now into the system, before they can do an installation of what? These Roman Catholic fathers, they use a particular herbs that I don't know the name in English, but we call it cackling in our language. And this cackling is one of the most powerful herbs that we use in our shrines.
Is it hyssop?
I think it's hyssop.
Yeah. Continue.
So it's like, based on what they were doing, they have something similar to what we are doing. But why do we limit it to that of theirs? Because they were the one who came with the Christianity to this country. We are, our brothers and sisters were oozing over today. And it's like, even when you go further, like what we have as the Islamic religion, and they were worshiping what we call the Kaaba, the black stone in Mecca. And within our vicinities, let's say our local communities, where I am coming from, we also have the same stone which fell from the sky. Nobody even commanded it. It's there still today, you can see. I think they were two. So it's like the whole system was designed in a way that what we have, they change it upside down, and we're looking upon it as if ours is demonic and theirs is sacred. And when I was reading a book that was a title, 3.5 million years with family pride, written by one of the famous ladies in this country. She's still in the country.
Mention her.
Her name is Gloria Amovandapoi, but we call her Empress Omandro II, the Nubia Empress. And this lady, through this book, it's like there are certain hidden secrets that the Europeans don't want us to know. It's like when you go to the Vatican, the ancient artifacts, the ancient deities that they have taken away from the African soil to that place where the same thing they were doing. Even to talk about Osofo Komfo Kobena Damwa, the one who set up the Africania mission. He's also revealed the same secret that things that we were doing over here, as they were calling it demonic, were the same thing they were doing. So it's like when it comes into the system were designed in a way similar to that of our African spirituality, but they name it theirs as being the holiest one and ours as being the demonic. So within this system, you realize that when it goes, I may not have the privilege to say certain things, because in your system, these things are very sacred. You don't just get.
Do you know where you are sitting?
No.
You don't know where you are sitting?
Unless you tell me.
You are sitting on Revelation 6.
Okay, so we say everything as it takes.
So when you were coming, you didn't take permission.
Okay.
Please tell us everything, or else Yampong.
So when you go into the Yever system, it's like there's this Mama Adona deity has a baby on her lap, even as it is today in our shrines. And it's like going through the researches and other things, the Catholic missions of coming here were the very thing that they are coming to destroy our system just to build their own. And in this case, when you realize everything is just like our system is just the fundamental of what they are doing today, based on all the research. That is why we are naming it as what? African and then the Eurocentric concept of God, there are similarities. But just that they camouflage this and give it to our brothers, and they were thinking what they are doing is different from ours. And you see, even when the Catholics were doing these seminars, they pour water like they've given out a holy water. They've given, it's just a form of pouring libation. It's just a form of pouring libation. And the communion they give out with the wines that they give out is just a form of what? Honoring the what? Or venerating the deities to what? To act upon their what? Their request. That is what we have. So I may not go much deeper into what? The similarities between African spiritualities and what? The Eurocentric system of what? God.
You may not go deeper. Who gave you this topic?
The topic was given to me by myself, but it's just like when you go into it. Now, let me just highlight.
No, I want to understand why you should say that you brought the topic yourself.
Yeah.
You are sitting on this bigger platform. And you are coming to tell us that you don't want to go deeper. Do we look like we are shallow here?
No. What I mean is that I may not go deeper in terms of the rituals that they do within the world.
So how are we going to understand this?
Okay,
no,
so
how?
What happened is that when it comes to the Yever community, within our system, we have a place that, let's say, when you go, this one we call it Lidu. LED. It's like when you enter into the what? Wherever the shrine is, there are certain places that it is only these high hierarchies that goes. They are the one that go to that area. And the same thing when you go to the Catholic system also, they also have the same room. The bigger room attached with what? A separate room that they were not allowed members to enter there. What are they hearing out? Because they have what we call the Ark of Covenant over there. And this Ark of Covenant is what we are referring to as the Yever. I hope you are getting me. It's what we are referring to as the Yever system. So anytime they have done everything, every rituals or an initiating, a day will be given out for this deity should come out for people to know. And when this deity is being carried out, it will be carried by one person, not everybody that goes to it. It chooses someone that is supposed to go with. You understand? The same thing that the Roman Catholics, or let's say they were the ones that practiced this, the same thing that they also do. And it's like all these things, our brothers and sisters are getting the same thing, but there's nothing they are saying about it. It's like they were trying to hit the whole system up and down. And sometimes people refer to this as what? The way their ways are like, theirs is very sacred than ours, because they don't slaughter animals and other things. But I can tell you, before they venerate or they do rituals for these Roman fathers, they do sacrifice of animals. They even have to go to whomever supposed to be a father. They have to go to their what? Their ancestral what? Stool to perform a ritual.
Do you have evidence?
Oh.
Do you have evidence?
Yes, I have evidence. Just that it's not here as we speak. But I have evidence, numerous one for that matter.
Go continue.
I hope you are getting it. So it's like when you are watching all these things, as being what? Someone who is not a shallow-minded woman, you could see that there's a link between the two systems, but we have been what? Blindfolded as being an Africans. Because the one who came and colonized us will not teach you the right thing. Because they knew if they tell you that the same thing they are doing is the same thing that your forefathers were doing, you will not go to theirs, but rather you stay with yours. So they have all this system, but they decided to what? To cover it in a little bit, not to what? To bring it into the open domain. So because of this, we have putting it upon ourselves just to teach our brothers to know that whatever that you do today, if you call yourself a Christian, you call yourself anybody, you are the same, or you are worshiping the same deity that was founded by your ancestors, but in a different way. in a way that was designed by your colonial masters, not your forefathers. So the similarity is that theirs is an imitation, ours is the what? Is the original. Theirs is the imitation, because whatever that they do, they've seen it from us, and they've copied our way of what? Worshipping or giving an affirmation to the Creator. Why then do we what? Inhale theirs more than ours rather?
The copy one, does it work?
Oh, that one is left to them. But to me, I see it not working. But because they just use trick on it.
They use trick on it?
Yeah.
You don't know it. That they say your own is limited to hierarchies. Their own is not working. So which is which? No,
I think what I said, I am not referring that mine is limited to hierarchy. Now that we've come to the real concept, like it was the system which was designed for us, is not giving the privilege to our tradition to operate. This is what I mean.
You said it's the same thing being copied.
Yeah.
So it's like progression. The what? The frugu you are wearing. Before they were using a diemu they will beat the skin of the tree and get the strings out of it. To make the frugu.
Yes.
Now you have progressed. You have China thread. They've made it and you are wearing it. So if they also picked this thing and progress on it or copy.
Yeah,
what is the issue about
it, but
this year?
It's like they have led the same the whole masses into what? A distraction.
What is distraction about the copy one?
The copy one is that now they have made the whole families, let's say families that are supposed to go into what? This worship and make them bigger things, they have made them to what? To lose their values out of these things. Based on the what? The programming they gave out to the people. You understand? Like when you go to the Roman church or any Christian dom today, you were not allowed to visit even your ancestral home, your stool in the house. But why is it that if they themselves are going to do their rituals, like installing a Roman father, they ask them to go behind the closed door? Why are they doing it? These are the questions that we need to, just because these people don't have the privilege to know that these things are happening, so they tell them different things and they do different things outside. I hope you are getting it. So that's what they copied, they have a different intention of doing it. That is why they copy it. If not so, they would have based on what was there for the previous days. But because they have a bad intention of what? Disintegration of what? Our family homes, our system, the whole system was just like nothing is going on anymore.
Tell me, if there was nothing that was scaring our people, or if there was nothing happening to our people, and the one they copied is nothing, there is no power in it, what actually pushed all our people to their camp than your own home?
What I may say is because of the programming. Because what I know and all the books that I read, if you want to control a human, first you have to control their brains, their way of thinking. So they did all these things just because what? Because they said, give a dog a bad name and it shall be hung. You give a dog a bad name and that dog shall be hung. Even not even justifying it to see whether this dog has done it before. So they did all these things in order to what? To scare our people away. And secondly, what they did was that there's a mixed race within the system. I told everybody that anytime we are saying Africans, 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 not all that you see are Africans. Not all that you see are nobles. Let me use the word nobles. Because if it takes somebody to be a noble blood, that person will not abandon his what? His genuine heritage and follow something which was introduced as an imitation. So during the days of invading the territory of what? Our forefathers, you know there are so many things that took place within that time. Raping, sodomizing, brutalization happened. So they did all those things. So as of today, they formed their own people. And I mentioned a group of people from the very beginning that we have what is called the Oriental Institute. And these Oriental Institutes are the one responsible for this. So, you know, as we are here today, people are beginning to develop love for certain things than even anything else. The life themselves they have. So as you are getting the worldly things, you are beginning to feel as if I'm okay with it. Meanwhile, you need to be concerned about your heritage first. You need to be concerned about your heritage first. So from their houses, they thought maybe if this Oriental Institute came into being and they give them bigger things, then they forget everything. But there are some, even upon whatever that they get, they still have to research as how this platform is doing. To research about what is into the African spirituality, to know the pros and cons of this particular spiritual system, even to question our Christian brothers, to see what exactly into it. So there are some, it's like they were under what we call ephonotism. They ephonotize them to believe like a stereotype human beings. So it is not that because the first one wasn't working, but just because they were being taken away from the norm and put them astray.
Have you seen a deity wiped an entire family before?
I've never witnessed such, but I've heard it before. Mm-hmm. But when I heard it, I feel like before a deity does what you have just said, then you might be at a blaming side as being the individuals.
Have you seen Jesus wiping entire congregation before?
Because the thing doesn't having any power, why will it?
So tell me why I should be there. So and one mistake, I'm wiped off. Tell me. No, tell me why I should be there.
That is why when you are there, you see the deities with their powers, you see the universe in which we live, it's what is about law. Every human goes with rules and regulation, law and order. So if you are a law-abiding human, you love to stay with the one who is having powers than the powerless one that can leave you to do anything.
Right now, as we are speaking, you're too old child. Okay, let's assume you are sitting at a shrine, and your too old child went to the shrine to poo-poo. Okay. On the shrine, or in the mouth of the shrine. Okay. What will happen to that boy?
That is why you, as a father, you need to be very vigilant. You need to.
Is this life?
It's like when that child does that. You see, sometimes the children are for the love of the deities. The deities are not dumb. They can also read meaning out of certain things. I hope you are getting it. So that deity cannot say, because the child has even defecated into the mouth of that deity, I am directly going to kill that child. They are just like we the humans. They also go into reading meaning out of things.
Social media and saying you say papa because you saw where you saw and now give us 5 structures that you will do for our sisters and brothers that you said something is done to them, the reason they've run to Jesus and Muhammad. 5 structures you would put together if the government should give this job to you, for them to understand.
An individual?
Yes.
Oh, okay. One, what I would do as an individual is that take our brothers through a thorough teaching to know what exactly it takes to be with their ancestral energies. 2, we also have to initiate our brothers as it was first, because in those days, before a child is born, that child has to go through certain initiating right from the womb of the mother to know the kind of life the child is coming to live. 3, to do that, we need to be very pathetic with our brothers. We need to give this kind of love to them as being the traditionalist, because we know we control the power. We have the power. Whatever that we said it should happen today, we can do that, but not to use it to harm anybody. That is
3.
what. Then 4, when it comes to that system, you see, we have what we call in our African setting, we have a particular deities that we call a fan. I never knew.
That's why you do the consultation.
Yeah, the consultation. So if I were to be the one, this particular fan system, that is the 4th position, need to be introduced into our educational system for every human to know how a fan.
Purpose.
Yeah, the purpose of a fan.
The 5th, that is 4.
So the 5th one, I know we are all coming from a various home, and we are all, everybody who was born onto this earth has a house or have a home that he or she is coming from, and that house is having an icon. That is what you were born onto. So we should all, I will entice everybody to go home and research about their ancestral lineage and how they are supposed to live.
And how they are supposed to live. Your last words, and then if there are any social media handles you add. Okay.
My last word is that this very topic is one of the biggest topics. Just that, you see, sometimes in African spiritualities like this, it's not just a matter of opening it and be saying it, but it's a matter of what? Having the permissions on a certain ground. So I will entice everybody to what? To research more about what we mean by the similarities between the Eurocentric system of God and that of the African spirituality. To know whether it was there. And before I leave over here, I would have loved if this platform would give the privilege to this very beautiful lady. And this very beautiful lady is the one, even what we are having today has been the spiritual revolution around the whole world. She's
Tell us the lady
who even fostered it. Gloria Vanderpoel, that is Empress Omandro II.
Where is he?
She's in Accra here right now.
We will take details. If we have to go there, we'll go
there.
So,
if they will have the privilege to sit with this particular lady, to know much more about the system in which we are living today, how the system has been designed, things that we are supposed to do and things that we don't supposed to do. Because let me say a little bit about this lady. She's the one who single-handedly sent the Europeans to what? To the International Court of Justice for what? Deviating the African children from their what? Their ancestral lineage. And she herself even took the same case to Nogokbo, which I'm part of it, and we have a document on it, and we are just making progress just to see how things will work in the future. So I would have loved the platform to meet this particular lady.
Okay, what's the name again?
Gloria Vanderpoel by Empress Omandro II, Nubia Empress.
Mama Empress, we send you love, and we are inviting you automatically concerning this issue. Okay, so thank you so much. When she comes, I will ask her about the killing of goats and sheep.
Yeah.
Until we will invite any social media handles you want to give out.
Actually, we don't have all that much, but I'm just sending my love to all the ATFEM members, that is the African Tradition Freedom Movement, and we are urging the whole community or the whole country to support this particular idea, because this is the only opportunity for the traditionalists to fight for their national holiday. Because as being part of what?
Are you fighting for the gods? They can't fight for their holiday.
Oh yeah, they are also part of it, because they are pushing. They were the one pushing us to do certain things.
Well, go and do pam and tell them to go and give the president do.
As we speak, even you can even research. Let me recommend another place. You go to the Bobu Lomo at the Nungua, their shrine. You find out things. There are lots.
We keep searching, we keep learning. Thank you so much for coming. Ebusia, as for a fear now, so you're investigating it there, it's very important. We have just 2 very important portals for humans, where you pass through to this place and where you pass through obi aniwa a obewu a osofo obetumi asie no without abusuafo. I want us to understand this. Obetumi akofrefre na mfofo na o ma beye o marriage amount. But obi aniwa obewu a ne kunu kura betumi asie no without na abusuafo. Nti moma yenye research ni ye no obi hu maame fo na mo mpesa mo mma behu mo papa no mo fa boni ni nyina nche na mo ma akola ni hu ni papa achi so that akola no will not be limping same way the other way round. Papa fo na mo so mo mpesa like mo ma yenyi hate free ho na mo ma yenye the right thing so life will be easy for all of us. Brother, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching Revelations, the biggest and the largest. I am always your adorable host,